The journey of 1,000 miles often starts with a single step. Now, this is a saying that we've all heard time and time again throughout our lives, but I feel like we're missing the deeper meaning behind it. It's not how long the journey is per se, it's more like where the destination is. And I know this whole thing, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. I feel like this is a different case. Because what greater mystery is there than a journey where you don't really know where you're going? We all have our go-to destinations for when we go on vacation or just need to, get away from everything. But there's just so much of this world that we're missing because we just have these preset destinations. So I'm going to leave my destination up to fate. I'm going to throw a dart at a state map of Georgia, and wherever it lands, I need to go. Now, there's going to be a few caveats to this. I don't want to be traveling, too far out of my realm of influence. It's got to be a little bit feasible. So, number one, it has to be within this 50-mile radius. If it goes over or under the circle, I'm going to have to adjust where the dart lands in a straight line, up, down, left, right, whatever, to try to get it back on that line. Number two, it has to be somewhere I have never been. And number three, well, it's got to be kind of publicly accessible. Because private property is a thing, I don't want to have to be dealing with any legal disputes for trespassing, and I sure as heck don't want to be filming in someone else's backyard. So if it can be accessed by car or by walking up a trail, then we're golden. So without further ado, let's go over to the drawing board. Here we go. I will go. All right. So this is my first step in a journey of 50 miles. Mount Oglethorpe. Yeah. All right. Let's get to it. So, we know where I'm going. We know it's publicly accessible, and it's in that 50-mile line. Now all we got to do is just go there. And if I do my editing correctly, we should be there right now. Here we are. This is Mount Oglethorpe. But there's a bit of a problem. This isn't where the dart landed. After filling the tank and going on a quick little drive, enjoying some of the scenery while I went, I finally arrived at the destination, and there was already a problem. Okay, so turns out that area is actually a gated community, but the person there at the gate was kind enough to give me an alternate location. So I am now going to be changing my original destination to Monument Road. It's still within that mile radius. On maps taken by roads, it's saying it's another 17 miles, but it's literally because I need to go around the mountain to get there. But that one I shouldn't have any problems with. This turning out to be quite an interesting journey for just throwing a dart at the map. With the new course plotted, I made my way to my new destination and came across some breathtaking scenery. I mean, it's crazy. I'm not even at my destination yet, and I already feel like I could just literally stop here and just film just this area. I mean, it's just so beautiful. After taking a moment to enjoy the view, I pressed onward and finally got to my destination. Now, the road that I used to get up here in particular is being developed with a lot of housing. There's a lot of property up here with some really scenic views and all that, but that kind of hurts me a little bit in a way because there's not really a lot of places that are just so untouched. I mean, granted, I said earlier that I wanted a place that could be accessible, and there can't be accessibility without development, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. You see, just up this trail is Mount Oglethorpe, and as awesome it would be for me to record up the top of the mountain, this is kind of really the only place I can go. Granted, I did say that this isn't where the dart landed, but if I were to move it up to the top of a scenic site, it would kind of be missing the point. But all the detours that I had to make, I was able to find some scenic routes up here, actually. Now, is this spot the most exciting? Not really. I don't think so. But at the same time, it's got its own values. I mean, I'm just looking around. I mean, yeah, granted, you're seeing all the trees over here to my left, but you can kind of see off to my right just a bit of a clearing where you can actually see a really nice view. The only difference is it's a little bit obstructed. I used my car as a metaphor for where I dropped the new pin and limited myself to shooting just around it. And with nothing interesting to film, I packed up and I started to head back home. But as I did, I couldn't help but think, I had another idea. What if I went further up the trail? What would I find if I went the extra mile?